We all make choices. But in the end, our choices make us. So choose wisely. Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever podcasts are found. And leave a positive review, won't you kindly?
Hold on. I had Giddles. Giddles is on hold. Oh, hi, Giddles. You look good, but I can't hear you. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. No, you're...
The fact that you're falling for this...
I'm not falling. He's smiling.
Yeah, but he's still doing it while you're begging him not to do it. That's the pathetic part.
He's going to keep doing it?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Giddles.
Oh, maybe he isn't fucking with us. We can't hear you.
Oh, shit, I was on mute.
So you were faking it and then started talking and didn't realize you were off.
That may be correct.
God,
well, I hear me.
It's Erik Nagel. And it starts now.
What up, my Nagel? 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 Talking about George R.R. Martin, not writing. Talking Marvel versus DC, who's more exciting? Talking George Lucas's legacy, high scoring centipede. Talking Giddles' new beef burrito recipe. Talking about Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. Talking about the Cybermen versus the Weeping Angels. Don't blink, the dialect's more deadly than you think. Talking summer ale, blueberry pale, craft beer, pouring drinks. What up, my Nagel? Deadpool 2 features Cable. Talking Funko Pop, celebrity signed a label. Talking online gaming, bitchin' ain't complaining. Talking E-Rock, kissing the feet of Matt Groening. Warner Brothers properties, Superman's a mockery. Weird Al concerts, Kevin Smith's debauchery. Rick and Morty fun zone. The Lego build team, can I have your attention? Possible Donkey Kong kill screen. What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel?
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Hello and welcome to another edition of It's Erik Nagel, that is me. We are sans Matt OG this week. Remember when he said, oh no, once the summer's over, I'll be there all the time? He didn't mean by what we philosophically say the summer ends with Labor Day. He meant actual when the sun is moving out of this hemisphere down towards the southern hemisphere. So probably the end of September, Matt will be back.
He was going by like the equinox. Like he was going by that calendar, not like a school calendar.
Here, Esquilax.
Oh, ooh, Esquilax, nice. Good
local
word.
summer.
Over in the upside down, we have Giddles.
What up?
And the Treverend has made his return. Reverend T. Unfortunately, it's Trevor. Hello, sir.
Treverend.
Sup.
That gets all the ladies. That's how he texts them.
That's how he gets
Sup.
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 Like,
You up?
don't know.
And
I
then,
used to say how you doing, but then that got copyrighted.
I remember there was a guy on Long Island, and he had a license plate on his car, and he wanted to say how you doing, but it didn't have enough letters, and it just said how you don, like D-O-N, and it was just the funniest thing every time I say, like, hey, what's up, Don? How you don?
Or if they misspelled and put a G, and it's like, how's your dong?
Yeah, how's your dong?
Hey, it's the dong guy.
Hey, it's the dong guy.
He always
How's your
wants to
dong
talk
going?
about your dong.
Ring, ding, dong. Ding, ding, dong.
And you know what? He does keep their heads ready.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the program. 651-SMITHERS is the phone number. That's 651-764-8437. Call, and we will answer your questions to the best and worst of our abilities. And I think that's about it. Hello, guys. It's been a weird
All right,
week.
see you next week.
Yeah.
Oh, great show.
Look,
Great show.
I'm all ready to punch and hit that music right now. It has been a tiring week, and it's not even over yet. But
It's been 2 days.
I know.
Yeah.
I have one more day, and then my work week's over.
Oh, you bum. I have 2 more days, and then I have to work 7 more days.
You take 9 months off, come back after a nice Labor Day vacation, and have to work 3 days, and you're spent? That's it?
I'm trying to desperately find. There was a Jetsons episode where George said, man, was it 3 hour or 3 day? Oh, I thought it said 3 day work weeks are killing me.
It's going to be killing you because I'm going to be physically killing you when you talk about your 3-day work week. Like, that's how that phrase is going to pay off.
Yes. Yeah, so I started a new gig working at Compound Media. it's been fine. Like, it's a cool place to work. Otherwise, everything's pretty good. Can't complain.
It's nice getting all nestled in there in this little like spot. Like, I'm the E-Rock here, and everyone's like, "Hey, what's up, E-Rock?" You're like high five, and everyone walking down the halls, and
No
someone's
E-Rock
like, "I got
over
your
there."
papers on your desk, Mr. E-Rock," and you're like, "I don't have time for that." And then you just keep walking, and then you slam another briefcase down, and then you open it up, and there's a briefcase inside it.
And then inside
Pretty
of
great.
that, shredded newspaper. They're looking for me. They go and look in the bathroom. He's been in there a long time. They open it up. The window's open. I made a run for it.
Yep.
I couldn't live with the charade anymore.
Oh,
The charade.
Anyway, so started the new gig over at Compound Media. It's going well.
I just liked your first day where I was just like, don't let anyone give you shit. You know, don't let any of the kids bully you. Good luck.
yeah, it's like prison. You got to walk in and punch the biggest guy in the face you see and assert dominance.
Who? There's not big guys over there. I don't know who to
Then punch yourself in the face.
Eric
and
is the
assert
biggest
dominance.
Here's what I'll do. I'll walk into the studio and go, okay, I'm going to swing my fists like this. And if you happen to get into the way, it's your own fault.
And they're like, "Sir, this is a different floor."
Yes, I just somehow I punched a bunch of Korean women manufacturing dresses or something like that.
So you're in the fashion district. I know where you are.
Yes. Anywho.
I was going to say compounds above a sweatshop. I'm very confused.
That's the compound part.
Yes. All the fun stuff's on our floor. Down below, you don't want to see the inner work. It's like a cruise ship. You know, you don't go below level 2. There's a reason.
Steerage.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so the job's going good. Not really much of anything to report.
He's done it for 2 days.
Yeah, that's it. Everything's going good. Go over there and
great.
subscribe. Download the app. We've been fixing the app. Now all the updates are in, and everything seems to be going good. So go over there and subscribe, would you kindly? Other than that, I got to talk about my commute. Now, when we were doing mornings, I could drive in, fairly easy because there's not really anybody on the road at that time to go into the city to work. So you could get in fairly, unless there was some congestion in the tunnel, you can get into the city fairly easy. When we switched to afternoons, it was still good because it's still an off-peak time. When you can come in after 12 o'clock, there's no traffic going into the city. Now it's prime commuting hours, which I don't know how people do this on a regular basis. I have not been on a train for a commute in 20 years. I've never taken the train into work. So now I'm doing that, and it's fairly simple, but it's a cattle call. It's completely overcrowded. And like today, I get to Secaucus to change over to go into Manhattan. And as we're getting there, oh, by the way, there's a 60-minute wait as Amtrak has signal outages. So our train comes, they let us off, train goes away. Another train comes like 20-something minutes later, drops more people off, train goes away. Third train comes to drop people off, and now it's starting to look like when you see National Geographic in India. There's just too many people for the train. There's too many people to fit into a train that is going to arrive to take you into the city. Yeah, people are hanging off the sides, on the roof.
The guy with the broom just squeezing people in.
Yeah, there's they're honking the horn because there's a cow on the track, and then they can't move it. So finally get into the city, and before I get into the city, while all these people are there, you're under, you have blockage from the sun because it's extremely humid here in the New York City area and very hot. But all those people, and then the trains that are parked on other tracks that are still on and giving off steam, exhaust, whatever they run on, it was so hot that there was guys taking their suits off, like they were all dressed ready for work. Yes, I know. I was ready to throw some bills down. They were taking the ties off. They were taking the shirts off. I'm sitting there soaked. Like all these women are like, I don't know what they're removing under their dresses, but it was just a whole to-do. And then when the train shows up, everybody packs in, and I am smushed between what looks like one of the booths for a conductor and a person in a wheelchair. So now I can't move because there's a physical structure behind me, and I can't move the other way because otherwise I'm pushing a wheelchair into crowded people between cars. So
my God, man, you're stuck between E-Rock and a hard place.
Correct.
Ah.
But
that might be the show title. Let me write that down.
E-Rock and a hard place.
So finally get into the city. Then it's fairly easy because it's only about 2 blocks from Penn Station. It was
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you only take 2 trains?
Yes.
See, I used to drive a half hour to the train station, then get off for the PATH train, then get off the PATH train for another PATH train just to get off and walk 10 blocks to the station.
That's fucked up.
Because commuting into New York City is possibly like the most expensive thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They beg people to do mass transit, and they make it so unaffordable unless you have a great paying job. Or even the tunnel, like, is when I drive in, because I drive in at off-peak hours, is barely affordable to me.
My parking when I was doing satellite was just shy of $500 a month.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's by me too. That's why I park on the street and run away from the cops a lot.
Right. So
I'll let you park in front of my house for less than that.
But then that's way further in the other direction than I need to be.
Yeah, you say that, but like once you go around the whole city, it's a lot easier to go back into it.
True.
So all the years I was doing satellite, so about just under $500 for parking, and then that doesn't include the tolls that you have to pay to come into New York City. You don't pay a toll going into Jersey, but you pay one going into New York City.
Well, you gotta get people into Jersey somehow.
Yeah, so now the train ticket,
screw you guys,
for the monthly, unlimited monthly, was only $170. Still expensive, but a lot cheaper than what I used to pay commuting into Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So help save some money that way. Not that everybody wants to save money, so you find every way to cut corners.
Or in radio, you have to save money if you want to survive.
Yeah, no, but people take it like, oh, he doesn't have any money. It's like, no, I'm fine. I really am. Do you want to spend an extra $400 when you don't have to? No.
Every day of my life, if I could spend an extra $400, I don't have to, I try.
Yeah. It's like
I'm at Dollar Tree just making it rain on everyone.
He owns every...
Throwing up get well cards.
Hey, everybody, I got a bunch of Gucci bag straps. Big box, no bags, just the straps, $400.
Yeah, Gucci.
Yeah.
Gucci.
It's like you were in Chinatown again, weren't you? Yes, I was.
Yes, I was.
So there was that. And I got to say, look, I've been out of shape. Because
no, Eric, stop.
The walk at a brisk pace, which is fine with me. Totally fine. It's when you're running up all different kinds of staircases from all the different train terminals, and then you get to work and you're like, you're fine, okay, it's good. Then you all of a sudden you're like, my legs are burning. And now it all catches up with you after you sit down.
Did you
for
light your
minutes.
Nikes on fire, Eric?
Yes, but that was only to protest Colin Kaepernick. It wasn't because they were a crappy shoe.
Oh, I was gonna say, 'cause that would be the reason why your legs would be burning.
Right. You know what? You know what? You're right, because when you go to protest, you burn them when you're not wearing them.
Don't you hate pants?
Now I learned, and knowing is half the hassle.
But you were saying about all your stairs.
Yeah, just because it's fun. Because for
this
some reason,
this is why we needed to get you out of the house.
for some reason, when you go in and you're leaving the train tracks to go up, they turn the escalator off, so they're just stairs. But the ones going down work. And then when you go in the afternoon and the evening to leave, the ones going down are off, and the ones going up work. It's like, what is the point?
Dude, it's like the stuff like the MTA on the weekends. Like, remember when they would do that shit? They'd be like, yeah, today the 1 is riding on the 2 line, and the 2 is riding on the 1 line. It's like, what fucking just change the numbers on the trains then, and let them run on their own line. Like, what does it matter?
You've been doing track work for 5 years.
Ugh, like, what is that shit? But what I don't understand is, like, why could you run the 2 on the 1 and the 1 on the 2? Like, if you just ran the 1 on the 1, you'd still have a train on that line. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
That's a union question. We can't answer that.
I can't answer that. Unions.
So that's been what's been going on with me. Anything with you, Giddles?
Not much. Just chilling, enjoying the 100,000% humidity.
Yeah.
Went to a friend's
ungodly.
house. Yeah, I went to my friend's house on Long Beach over the weekend, and it was crazy. It was like 25 degrees cooler just being on the coast. It was so nice. And then he had a telescope, so we took some pictures of the moon and shit, and it was really cool. And then came back here and went back to my 4-day work week.
Very nice.
And that's all I have.
Good for you.
Well done.
We got to get into the Treverend makes his triumphant return after overseeing his first nuptials.
Yep.
Reverend T, how did it go?
It was quite stressful, I have to say, because I went to the rehearsal dinner and we didn't rehearse.
I thought you meant like sucking it in for the suit.
No, I got a custom suit made for this. I was all I wanted to be like.
Look at you, no Macy's clearance rack for Trevor.
Just for giggles.
All right, so I might have used a Macy's gift card.
Is that suit mauve?
But yeah, we didn't actually rehearse on the rehearsal dinner. So they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get to the venue tomorrow, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it like around 5." I'm like, "All right,
in
cool."
In front of all those people?
Well, it didn't start till 6:30.
Oh,
and so they were getting there at 4. I was gonna get there at 4:30. We're gonna rehearse at 5. Perfect, fine, no problem. Then it got cloudy, and it looked like it was going to rain.
With a chance of meatballs?
Yes.
Nice. God is smiling down upon you.
It rained on me, like driving the whole way there. I'm like, oh, this is going to be terrible. It's going to ruin everything. And then, it was fine. As soon as I pulled up to the venue, everything was great. I'm like, perfect. Walk in right at 4:30. And the maitre d's like, oh, you're the guy.
If you pulled up to the venue, it was fine. Where did it rain on you?
On the whole highway. They were like 5 minutes off the highway.
That's your drive. It wasn't rain. You made it sound like you were out there and you were getting rained on.
Yeah, you were making it sound like the November rain video. Someone dived through a cake. Someone got struck by lightning or whatever happens in that video.
Yeah, so and then Slash comes out and then dramatically plays on top of a piano like a reverse Fabulous Baker Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you know that you need somebody, Trevor? Don't you know that you need someone? Is that should have been your nuptials, because then you hold their hands and bring them together and goes, everybody needs somebody. You're not the only one. And then applause, and then Slash is playing on the piano, and you walk off.
From
and everyone
the book of Axel.
And then you cut the rope between their two hands and say, pull it away, but it actually wasn't cut because you're a magician.
Oh.
Instead, Chinese finger cuffs, and you run away laughing. Anyway, please proceed.
Okay. So I get there, and they're like, oh, you're the officiant. We did the rehearsal already. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, we were worried it was going to rain, so we just did it real quick. So everyone kind of knows what they're doing. And
they had another guy who was going to do like the Vegas wedding. Do you? And then what about you? Bada boom. Yeah. All done. $25. Get a picture. Next.
So they start. So now I'm getting a little bit more nervous because I don't know how this is going to go down. Is it going to rain? Is it not going to rain? They don't even know. They just have one guy keep wiping chairs off even though it's not raining. I don't know what was happening.
You should have Skyped in.
That would have been great. And they're like, oh, don't worry. Your mic will be somewhere over there. I'm like, what does that mean? Like somewhere? No, it'll be all set. It'd be fine. You're just going to walk up and do it.
Now, we want you to hold the mic close because, if it's going to start raining, it's going to get windy and we want to hear you. So hold the mic close to your mouth and then keep holding, especially if there's lightning.
Yeah.
5 minutes before this wedding's supposed to start, they go, we're going to go now. I'm like, why? They're like, we got to go just in case it rains. We're looking at the radar. We got to go.
Was everybody in position?
No.
It sounds like they were going to jump out of a plane. All right, we got to go. The weather's bad. Like, we just got to go. Is everyone in position? All right.
We're over the drop zone.
Like, the people who were doing the readings weren't even there yet because there was a line at the valet. And the groom is, like, losing it. He's sweating. He's nervous because he doesn't like to get up in front of people. And he's got 11 groomsmen. So there's 11 bridesmaids. It's a freaking Macy's Day parade as soon as the music starts.
Oh, jeez.
So the music starts. We walk down.
You should have walked down, kind of wobble-kneed, doing jazz hands.
Was it like the Pomp and Circumstance of music, or was it like dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun?
Yeah, just
like,
CC Rider.
Yeah.
No, it was nice wedding music.
Ugh,
and they open this gate. We walk through this garden. They open the gate so we can come in through the back. Because the girls are going to walk down the front. Everyone, gives a shit about the girls. They don't care about the guys. Opens the gate. There's a table where I'm supposed to stand, and there's microphones set up like I'm doing a news conference.
Awesome.
Like there's just multiple microphones pointed at me. I don't know what to do. So we all walk up, and I take 2 of the microphones, and I put it where the bride and the groom are supposed to maybe stand, I think. And I'm just winging it at this point because I don't know what to do with this table. It literally is like a high top bar table. It's huge. I don't know why it's there. And there's 11 guys behind me. They can't even fit on the little platform.
Oh, jeez. What kind of clown car circus was this? Did everyone come out of a tiny little car? Like, was there no limo that pulled up? Like,
oh my God, dude, it was nuts. And then it started like the Macy's Day Parade, like all the girls walking down one at a time, everyone hemming and hawing. And I'm meanwhile like,
were they all big girls tied to strings as people are trying to make sure that they don't drift away from the wedding processional?
No.
And then it's not like the Macy's Day Parade. You lied.
Although
that would have been very
Day
funny
Parade?
and unfortunate to see.
So I'm just waiting for the readers to come. And they eventually like show up on the side and like squeeze into the front row.
Right.
And now I'm getting nervous because, you know, she's my best friend. She's coming down. She's looking beautiful. She stands up. They're all at the microphones. And she starts like sniffling. And then the guy starts sniffling. I'm like, no, this is not turning into a crying fest. I'm not going to let it. Then the bridesmaids behind me start crying. I'm losing. Like, I'm starting like, okay, I got to get through this. I go through it. I read from my cards. I'm feeling kind of confident, but I'm still a little nervous because, you know, it's my best friend. They're still crying. And we get to the part.
You're that bad?
Yes, it was. I was that bad.
Wow.
I hate you.
I'm amazed they paid you. Keep going.
I didn't charge much. I just charged the open bar.
She was like, we're getting what we paid for. Go ahead.
So after I did my sermon about their marriage and what it should represent and mean to the world, you got to basically, they just wanted to get to brass tacks. So it's like, okay, please repeat after me. You know, I, blah, blah, blah. I do that, you know, I do. So the best part was right at the beginning was like, do you take Kate to be your lawfully, I take you to be my lawfully wedded wife. And he goes, I take you to be my awful wife.
And we take you for being awful.
And he had no idea that's what he said. Like, he kind of blacked out. So, like, everyone started laughing.
Did anyone tape this?
Yeah, it's all on the tape.
Can you get us the audio? Why don't we have the audio now?
Because it's very expensive. First of all, my wedding video took like 6 months to get back. You think they got theirs back quick?
Just say, look, can you just tell them you
do a
do
5-camera shoot.
Trevor, tell them you do a radio show. Hey, look, can you just isolate that piece of audio and send it to me, please? We would have promoted the company and at least tweeted the stuff out or whatever. You know, given some promotion.
I'm sorry that while I was doing a wedding, while I was making sure people got married legally, I didn't stop and go, I need this for Eric.
No, you not for Eric. You need it for the... Look, if you're going to succeed in this business, everything has to, in the back of your mind, how can I use this for the show? Always.
Exactly, always.
How does, like, can I take that audio? Yes.
I'll get it later.
Please, that's exactly what you do. Wow, this is weird. I'm going to take a photo of this. I'm going to tell this story on the air. That's how you have to live when you do things like this. In the back of your head, how does this translate to something I can use on the show?
I don't know if Grandma would have appreciated me stopping the wedding.
Is Grandma going to listen to? No, you don't stop the wedding, dummy. It's when it's like, hold on a second. Sir, could you time code that and isolate that audio I need for... You're not doing that while you're doing...
That's what I'm getting at.
When you're getting to the vows, I'm telling you,
after go over the real vows.
After it's done, you know that it's done. You pull the camera guy aside in between and go, hey, look, can you please get me just the audio of him saying she's awful? I have a radio show. I need to use that for work next week or something like that. That's how you do it. I will teach you, young Skywalker. Padawan.
I have the high ground.
Yes. So now contact them and try to get that audio.
All right, I will. I will try to get it for next week.
Because if you can, if he gives you a little video clip, right? You can then put it online and have it go viral.
I tried to already send you video of me this week. You yelled at me.
But it's of what? What did I yell at you for?
I sent you a picture of my dinner or video of my dinner.
Oh, yeah, because you're an idiot. We'll get into that a little bit later. No, but this is something like you get if he sends you a video clip, put that online because that'll go everywhere.
All right.
Yeah.
He swears to me that he blacked out. He's like, I have no idea what I said.
Get the audio. We need to play it.
I feel like Eric would be like a terrible alibi and something like, just put out the tape of the murder. Like, just get it on the internet. Put it out there. Like, it'll be great.
How many likes can we get on this?
If you had murder, it's like, how much would TMZ pay for it? Not put it out there to get the likes.
This will get everyone to tell 2 friends and then tell 2 friends.
Right.
And then they'll tell 2 friends and then all those friends will be on the jury.
You put the watermark across the bottom of the screen and yell World Star.
I got the air horn app just in case.
Did he just push her off the building and she hit the ground? World Star!
Looks like she just married the pavement.
And then you hit that little the club siren that Giddles plays all the time, like all the hip hop channels use. World star, splat.
All
right, so try to get that audio for next week.
Well.
Continue on.
After that, it went well because then I think everyone had their nerves out. They're like, we can't mess up worse than the groom did by calling her awful.
Or the Treverend did.
No, I held it together. I think I did pretty good, and people seem to really like it. And I'd do it again, and I'm really cheap. And
did they pay you in
651
advance?
Smithers to book me.
Did anyone ask for your card or anything? Were they like, I need to have you at my wedding?
I had 2 older women come up to me. She goes, if I ever get married again, I'm definitely going to ask Kate for your number. And I said, okay, yeah, great. I charge very little.
Wait, an old woman asked you that?
Like, I would say, women who you could tell were like divorced, like they already had one wedding.
That's not old.
That could be really young. Like,
that could be like early 40s.
Oh, they looked old.
Oh my!
I'm gonna go with looked old as reasoning.
Jesus Christ! I'm talking like obviously senior citizen. She's like, if I get married again, it's like, why waste your time? Just end your life.
Yeah.
For the Medicaid.
There's no need for getting married at that point in your life. Just be alone and bitter like the rest of us.
So negative. It was supposed to be a joyous occasion.
Not negative, realist.
Yeah, that was the realist.
I would do it again in a heartbeat as long as I know the person so I could write another sermon, because apparently the sermon went over really well. That's what people appreciated.
You know what?
Because I made it very personal.
Hold on. Maybe I'm thinking about this more. Maybe she only said that to make conversation. She was really just trying to get your number because she was interested.
Oh.
I mean, I'd be... never mind.
She's like a man of the cloth.
We see if we can change that.
Trevor's like, this gilf just gave me her phone number, and the guy goes, she's like 36, dude. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, she's practically dead.
I hope you see God.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see it before I will.
Atlantic City?
No,
yes,
this was in Red Bank, New Jersey. I went to Atlantic City though over the weekend, and when I got there and realized I had no money, I realized I was wasting my time in Atlantic City.
Why do you keep going
you can't
to
do
Atlantic
anything
City?
without money. Like, why would you go to Atlantic City without money?
I promised someone for their birthday that I would take them. It's been a couple years, so we went. I used the comp on the buffet. I used the comp on the comedy show. And then I went and I played that dollar wheel that all I had to do was bet.
Oh, I love the dollar wheel. You just spin it, and then you're like, oh, $1 on 20, and it's like 1. You're like, fuck. I should have just went for the 1-to-1 odds.
What are you laughing at?
All right, the dollar wheel's fine. I have no problem with that. That seems fine.
So dollar wheel's fucking
But you
great.
took somebody else for their birthday on the equivalent of paying for it with gift cards.
Yeah.
It was like the
We were supposed to
half-baked
go- we were
date
supposed
where
to
he's
go
like
the
taking
week
money out
before,
of the
yeah.
cup.
We were supposed to go the week before, but I canceled it
I want
because
to
in
take
the
you
mail I
out
got
for your
the comps for
birthday.
September.
Who wants Applebee's?
Yeah.
Free dessert for your
You're
birthday.
By the way, we can only go after 10 for the half price apps.
Wait, isn't that the gift card I gave you for Christmas? No.
No.
This is
You're like,
another
erase
gift
from it.
card.
Yeah, it's from a different
Wait.
Eric with a K.
Oh, so you go down to one of the most expensive places
and I
that will
spent
drain your money,
$40.
and you had no money, but
What's
you
the
weren't
window?
going for yourself. You weren't being thrifty or frugal for yourself. You promised somebody to go take them down there for their birthday.
Yeah.
So what, you drove them there? What did you do for their birthday?
Drove them
You
there.
did a lot, Eric.
I drove them there. I fed them. I brought them to a comedy show. I'm not paying for their gambling. What the hell is wrong with you?
No one had said paying for their gambling, but you said everything was being, no, this was comp, that was comp, you used comps for this thing. So, and you said you forgot to bring money with you. So you didn't bring money with you. How were you paying for everything?
Comps. I comped everything. It was great.
You
I had no
comped
more
the
comps.
guy's birthday.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait till yours.
Hey, why
Me
does
and Gil are making macaroni hands. For you.
Look, another Alt 92.3 shirt. Thanks. Appreciate it. Oh, a ledger that says Alt 92.3 now. Thank you.
A squeaky steak.
Here's another signed picture of Scott Shannon.
This is Scott's name is scribbled out in black Sharpie, and it says Eric, and you spelled it with a C.
God damn it. Wrong.
To my best friend, Eric. What? So there's nothing wrong with being a little thrifty from time to time.
That's not thrifty. That's piss poor planning and not being a good friend.
Eric, will you take me to Atlantic City for my birthday?
I would, and I'd have money to spend on you.
Oh, but I'm asking.
I'm not covering your gambling, but everything else I would take care of.
All right, so first of all, Eric has just decided that he's going to take you to where he decides to eat. I brought him to the all-you-can-eat buffet, and that's where I would take you, Giddles.
That's
because
where I would go.
Exactly.
This shirt's not getting tighter for nothing.
I'm not determining where he goes to eat. I'm just saying I am going to pay for his meal for his birthday like a good friend. I'd have it all planned out and ready.
Yeah, you're gonna go down to the food court at Borgata when you got Bobby Flay upstairs, and you're like, guys, let's go.
We're going to a very nice steakhouse. The kind of steakhouse where they wheel the meats out to you and show you each individual cut and try to persuade you that the bone-in filet mignon really is a good value because it marbleizes the flavor when you know it's a crock of shit, so they can charge another $20 on top of the already expensive steak.
Well, it depends if it's the bone-in, but then it has the strip on the other side.
No,
that's
different. That's not a bone-in. That's is that the cowboy steak or is that the T-bone steak?
No, I think it's the T-bone because
it
makes the shape. So the
one side it's the T-bone steak where one side's filet, one side's the strip. That's fine. It's when they give you the filet with the bone still attached to it, saying that it marbleizes and increases the flavor when you know it's just so it weighs down on the scale and they can charge you more for it.
Are you talking like the tomahawk steaks, the ones that got like the big bone attached to it that you can like club someone to death with?
No, they have filet mignon.
I don't get filet because it's a tasteless piece of meat.
I understand that, but I'm saying in some places they'll have the filet mignon with the bone attached to it, right? Okay. And they try to tell you that it's better than the regular filet because the bone marrow in there marbleizes and the flavor is better with this thing on here, and it's not.
This word marbleize
because that's what it does. That's what they say it does, and they're just charging you more for the bones. You know, you taught me that was a bunch of bullshit. Pat LaFrida. When he was up doing,
he doesn't know anything about cows.
Yeah, when he was up doing Roland's Food Court and a few other things, we talked to him. He always said one of the biggest scams is getting steaks with the bones in it that don't normally have the bones with it. Like a T-bone makes sense because that's just the way the cut, and the two steaks are attached perfectly fine. Even the tomahawk steak, you know, for a bigger cut, has it. But when they say the bone-on strip steak, the bone-on filet, it's like, no, you don't need that.
Yeah.
Just get a ribeye like true. A regular person. Yeah, or if they have prime rib. That is good.
Here's the thing. I got food poisoning from prime rib when I was like 14, and it's still hard for me to eat it. And I love steak, but I still have like that memory of vomiting for hours.
Yeah. Where did you get it from? Like a steak restaurant? Did somebody make it?
Yeah, my mom made it, and I got sick from it.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's
Whoa, what are you trying to say about Mrs. Giddles?
It was user error.
She was a very good cook.
It was a user error. That's exactly what it was.
I was the only one who got sick though, so I probably had shit on my
There's
hands.
no way that you would go to a restaurant because prime rib is not. Prime rib is not a meal that is normally made in most steak places. Usually it's a special. Sometimes it's around a holiday or something like that when they're like, you know, our Sunday special is going to be prime rib because they only make a certain amount. But when you go to a place like a fast food place, like say like a Boston Market that says we have prime rib now on Sundays and Wednesdays, you're like, that can't really. I mean, they could chicken, but I don't know if I'm going to trust a prime rib from that place.
Oh, I wouldn't. I don't trust anything from Boston Market, let alone a prime rib. Oof.
Sweet potatoes first.
But
their corn is okay because it's swimming in butter.
Yeah. I do enjoy their stuffing.
Well, what about entertainment? Where are you going to bring Giddles to entertain him?
I would rather spend money going out and doing stuff than. Or no, you know what? Not necessarily that I wouldn't want to do the casino. I don't like doing the slot machine stuff. Like I play blackjack, and that would be.
I play blackjack. Yeah,
that'd be my night. I'm not doing craps. I'm not doing Texas Hold'em. I'm not doing all the other weird shit where they're building towers out of cards and you're betting on
dollar
that.
big wheel. That's what you got to do.
Dollar big wheel. Or I'll do the machines where you drop the token in and it pushes the other tokens off.
Oh, I like that one too.
What about War?
When I frequent Dave and Buster's, I do the Wheel of Fortune machines, and I clean up heavily on those.
Oh yeah, I like those.
I have that.
I remember last time I was in Lake City, I was playing 4-card poker. and I just sat down at the table and I put like $5 on like that alternate bet thing where if you hit like a certain thing, you win prizes.
Right.
So no joke, the first hand I hit a straight flush and it paid out like 20-1 or whatever.
Did they
so
have a wheel or something that it spun?
No, it was just whatever my hand was. Like I could bet that an extra bonus bet that if I hit something I would get extra money. So I put like $5 down. I won like $250.
Nice.
And the old lady next to me lost her fucking shit. She's like, I've been sitting at this table all day. I know those are supposed to be my cards, and you came in, you ruined it all. Those. I was like,
where
lady,
did you sit in relation to the deal? Did you?
It didn't matter. She was the only person at the table.
No, it does matter because were you sitting in front of her or were you sitting after her?
I was sitting after her, but the thing is,
so
it doesn't
those
matter
weren't her cards.
No, it doesn't, Eric. Once another person sits down at the table, that's another card being dealt out, which means that, yes, she would get the first card, but then when it would come back around, that I'm a new person that's there, so that card is in a different spot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if she was there by herself, she would always get that card.
I
but
understand.
If a new person,
I understand that, but Giddles, I'm talking about the mentality of some of these people. If you sit before them in relation to the deal, they feel that if you hadn't sat there, they would have got those cards. That's what I'm saying. And if you were sitting behind her,
it doesn't matter that she doesn't understand that. That's not how it works.
I mean, it matters in the sense that you could rub it in her face logically. You said, "Lady, I came after you. I was after you in relation to the deal. This didn't matter at all." You know, that's the only way she's going to understand it.
I just looked at her with the thought that I was going to live longer than her. I was really she was old and angry.
Those were my cards. You'll be dead by tomorrow. What?
Exactly.
So
I am the Giddles of death.
Recap, you're going to take Giddles to a nice steak dinner for his birthday in an Atlantic City, and then no entertainment.
I don't need the entertainment. That's enough. Steak is entertainment.
Well, then
why do we need Atlantic City?
Welcome,
let's just
Giddles.
go to a nice steak place.
I think I fucked up your birthday.
Sweet.
Giddles, let's go to like Morton's or Capitol Grill.
I will go anywhere. It's not till February, so we got plenty of time.
Yeah, maybe we can do a twofer. It will be both our birthdays. Both get free dessert.
Ooh. We can get the T-bone and split it. I'll get the strip, the better tasting piece, and you can have the fillet.
I'll have the gristle.
You have to eat all of it.
When we were younger, my dad liked having steak rare, right? Which
it's still in his colon.
It's okay, but I'd rather have it medium rare. Like I'd rather have it more pink than red, right?
Yeah.
So he would get it rare, like bloody rare. And then he used to try to make like me and my siblings drink the blood, saying it was good on the plate. And we're like, we don't want to drink. He's like, no, it's one of the best parts. It's like, what kind of shit are you trying to pull off here? That you're trying to get kids to drink, blood off the steak?
Yeah, my mom tried to do that shit too, and I was just like, are we Jews or vampires? Like, what is happening here? Why do I got to drink the blood off the plate? This isn't part of Thanksgiving. Like, what is happening?
Giddles, there are some intolerant people in this world that might think you're both.
Well, that's very true. I only come out at night, and I do suck blood.
Moving on. Anyway, so yes, we would take Giddles out for a nice dinner. But anyway, back to the wedding. All right,
Matt's gonna be pissed.
So you did you oversaw the nuptials. You do the I do. Everybody applauds that you're finally done and that they're married, and they walk away. So what do you do now? Do you go to the cocktail hour and hang out there and eat?
I had to sign 6 copies of a marriage license.
Right.
So that was hard because...
It would have been great if you had your own stamp and ink pad.
No, I just had an inkwell and a feather.
Or the thing that they sell at Staples where you push down and the little cartridge turns over, hits it, and then turns back.
Ooh, I like those.
Like when you mark fragile on a package.
Reverend T. Reverend T.
The Treverend.
T-Revs.
And, after I signed it, then I went and I had fun. Most ridiculous cocktail hour.
You stayed for the whole wedding?
Yeah.
You knew these people?
She was my best friend.
Not anymore.
Oh, yeah, now she's married.
She's, your best friend's girlfriend. She used to be yours.
She's my best friend's girl?
Yep. Best friend's girl.
She's my best friend's girl.
She used to be yours. Now you're nothing.
Used to be mine. Oh, so great of you to play that song while we sang that, Eric.
Nicely produced.
Anyway.
It was great. They had pyrotechnics. I didn't know you could do that at a wedding.
I'm picturing you now in this suit coming out like Kenny Powers with the fireworks behind you and the American flag unrolled.
Were you married at a WWE house show? Was that what you were doing the wedding?
Joke, that's what it looked like. It looked like remember when Christian used to walk out after Edge and they just had the rain of sparks rain down and he would walk through it?
Christian, at last you're on your own. And then...
Yes, I'm so happy that you
married. In this corner, hailing from New Jersey, the groom.
Dessert. How much cake is too much cake?
A slice of cake is too much cake.
It depends on the cake. Like, I'm not a cake person,
Me
and
neither.
like
I
no
hate
matter
cake.
what slice they give me, I'm like, that was too much cake because I don't really want it.
Ready?
So, was it a good cake? If it's a good cake, then it's okay.
Here's the hold on. Here's the problem with a wedding cake, right? A smart couple, or it's not the guy.
Cake.
Believe me, it's the woman who's picking out the fucking cake. A smart woman will pick out a cake that she knows the guests will like, not what they really want, but what the guests will enjoy.
Okay, that's a fact.
Then you have people who are that dumb. They're like, well, I like red velvet cake, and that's the cake I want. Now, when you're getting married, the couple barely has time to eat or have cake or anything else because they're working the room, the entire time. So you don't make the meal about you, and you don't make the cake about you, even though the day and the event is about you.
But here
now, hold on. Well, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, keep going. I'll come back.
Now the question is this. Let's find out. Was the cake made for the guests, or was this cake made for the bride and groom?
See, what I was going to say is I feel like the cake is always made for the bride and groom because anytime I eat a cake that's terrible at a wedding, the only logic in my head was, well, this is what they wanted. So,
they like lemon chiffon.
I never think of wedding food and desserts or any of that stuff as stuff for me. I always think of it as what they wanted,
right?
And that's what I'm eating for the day.
Okay.
That's how I have always seen it. So if a cake sucks, I think that their taste in cake sucks.
My answer?
Yes.
Which cake?
There were two cakes.
Oh, they did the multiple cake thing.
Oh, wait, did they do the groom cake?
No.
That bullshit that they had on the side for the groom.
They did exactly what you guys said. There was a cake that they wanted, and then there was a cake that they knew everyone would like. And they did two of those. But
that's impressive.
Very nice of them.
Then there was the dessert from the catering hall. So they came out first.
Around on the cart?
No. They came out first and put a
free
plate
dessert
down
on your wedding day
in front of everybody.
Carvel cups.
You got a piece of red velvet cake, rainbow cake, and cheesecake. And then
all right, wait. Those are the three desserts that you had?
No. That was the first round of dessert. Then they brought out
No. I'm talking about the cake. All right, forget cannoli cake or cannoli?
Yes, a piece of cannoli cake. And then they brought the wedding cake.
How many slices did you eat? Because I can only eat one.
I was going to say, let's guess which piece was the wedding cake.
And then they brought out the wedding cake, and then they brought out the bride and groom's cake, what they actually wanted, which was wedding ice cream cake.
Which we've done before in my company, and it's really fucking hard to do. So
the couple had the ice cream cake?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a smaller cake, right? Just for the two of them?
It was smaller because, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, so there was probably 200 people at this wedding, and they said, like, the ice cream cake only feeds, like, 120. So, like, you want it?
All right, so wait, they get the ice cream cake for them, which will feed 120 people?
Yeah.
What's the wedding cake?
It was half chocolate, half vanilla with chocolate filling.
Ugh.
It was totally, like, not exciting at all. You could tell, like,
pedestrian cake.
You could tell that it was just like, hey, we're gonna get this ice. Yeah, we're gonna get this ice cream cake. Oh well, with your package you get a regular cake. Cool. Just make it like half chocolate, half vanilla. See, because we want this ice cream cake.
It's like, all right, well, we'll put whatever the cheapest is, just doll it up. We'll make that the wedding cake. But for us, we want an ice cream cake that has vanilla, that has chocolate, and inside is those crumbled up cookie things.
That's exactly what it was.
Crumbled up cookie things.
Crumbled up cookie things. You know what that is? It's just Oreos. You throw them in a blender.
It's a Carvel cake.
I mean, it's Hydrox. Sorry, we can't use name brands that people know.
So yeah, there was in total 5 cakes.
So they wasted money on cakes, which is awful.
I've never seen so much cake thrown out.
What a waste! Because the desserts they were offering from this place, you have a cheesecake there, which is automatically going to be infinitely better than a bland vanilla or chocolate cake with chocolate filling in there. So that's almost your one seed as far as the cake goes. The rainbow cake, is it that like Italian cookie style?
Ugh, I hate those cakes.
I do too, and people swear that they love them. I can't stand those things.
I have friends who love them. They get it all the time. I'm like, how can you eat that shit?
It's
and I say that to them.
You have to get a good one.
And then none
of them are good. Some of them come with walnuts in them.
I'm like, I'm from Long Island too. I don't get it.
Yeah, some of them have walnuts in it, and you're like, what?
Well, they're communists. Yeah, tell them to stop.
Now, what do you do? The cherry jam or the raspberry jam, or do you just throw it in the garbage like a normal person?
I think I go raspberry. Yeah, raspberry.
For the what?
The jam that comes in the 3-layer cake. It's got the green layer,
right.
The red layer and the yellow layer, and it always has some sort of jam holding it all together.
Yeah, I would have hooked that against the wall when no one was looking.
Ugh, and they would have been like, here's our Art Deco brick. It's a perfect piece for this room. Ugh.
Horrible.
That's a lot of cakes, though.
I know. That's a
lot of
complete
cake.
waste of money.
Bakers? Like, why so many cakes?
I think legit they went out and got their ice cream cake because that's what they wanted, and the rest was all part of their package.
To be fair, though, the invitation did say B.Y.O.C.
Yeah, bring your own cake.
The food truck.
What kind of weddings are you going to?
Valet was interesting.
I'm putting that down as a potential show title. Bring your own cock.
They valeted the cake?
No, they valeted the food truck. Like there was a food truck. You walked out to get your car, and there was a food truck there.
That's kind of cool.
So they had shrimp rice balls.
Wait, did they have a dinner too?
Okay. So the cocktail was 5 different rooms. Each room was designated to a different area. You had your Italian
is this Clue or a wedding? Like, what happened?
Okay, funny story.
You're singing
the catering hall was an old mansion, so yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. There was a conservatory, there was a library, there was...
And that's how dessert could have went. Let's go see how it actually... Yeah.
And then Tim Curry's just running from room to room.
Tim Curry's like, try my curry.
Boo.
Oh, yeah. That was a bad one.
Well, but this wedding seems horrible because they've overdone it with desserts. The food is spread out all over the place, so you have to walk. Like, this is the international room. Look, Asian fusion. Oh, and Thai chicken. Ugh, no, I don't want any of that.
Walk, Eric.
No, not the walk. Fair dig, but not the walk. Just the awful food that they're making you do finders keepers for, where you're ripping places apart and you go, look, a turkey leg.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Oh yeah, there was the dinner too. The freaking dinner.
Wait, yeah. So what was in this dinner? Like
you had the dinner and the food truck.
Was there a food truck after the thing too? Like, did people go to the diner after the wedding? Is that like a New Jersey thing, like people do on Long Island?
No, because they had the food truck instead. But the after party at the hotel.
So you had dinner. Wait, you had multiple cakes. You had a cocktail party in 5 different rooms where you had to hunt down your own food. Then you have a dinner and a food truck later on?
Yeah, you forgot the salad.
You don't make friends with salad, Trevor.
Yeah, you don't.
Wait, what?
So they had dinner. Was it a full course meal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it went cocktail with your international from room to room. Then as soon as you walked in, there was a giant tomato with a big piece of fresh mozzarella on it.
Jeez.
Mozzarella. Stop being that Jersey cute shit where you say mutz and cute. It's mozzarella. There's an Ella, A at the end of it.
Yeah, under your mozzarella.
Exactly.
Ella,
cheese,
cheese, under your mozzarella.
Then you had your option of Chateaubriand, halibut, or stuffed chicken. Oh, and salmon.
What was the chicken stuff with?
Halibut.
I don't know. I got the halibut.
Was it good?
The halibut was a little dry, but it was a huge piece of fish. The chicken was...
What's a big fish?
A lot of people ate the chicken and ate all of it. It was great, apparently. Apparently, the chicken
was Chateaubriand. No one
only one person got it. He ate it.
I mean, why would you not get that? That's like steak in like a red wine sauce. That sounds fucking great.
I was more focused on all the Jameson.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then there was the 8 pounds of cake that came afterwards, and then there was the food truck, and then I didn't go to the after party.
What was the food truck?
It was the shrimp rice balls, the chicken rice balls, or the regular rice balls.
I can't hear
I got confused by all the courses.
I can't hear anybody talk about halibut and not think of the Monty Python fish license sketch.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what kind of fish? He's a halibut. You don't need a bloody license for a fish.
Yeah.
I have a head palate. What was it? I got a pet halibut. What's his name? Eric?
I think it was
Eric.
Like,
I have Eric, and then I have a bee. So you have a bee named Eric? Well, he's a half a bee. He had an injury. What? Maybe that'll be bonus time. I'll play Eric the Half a Bee.
Yes.
It's a great wedding. I do it again tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, you're going to have to because it didn't work the first time.
If you want to hire Trevor to ruin your very special day, he's cheap. That's the thing. He's very cheap. He'll
super cheap.
You know what?
I look good, though.
Remember the Tom Green bit?
Nice suit.
Remember the Tom Green bit, Undercutter's Pizza? Where he had the tackle box and he was chasing other pizza guys, so when they made a delivery, he was going to undersell that pizza?
Yeah, he's like, I can give it to you for $1 cheaper. Like, I'm underselling this guy. And they get so pissed.
Pizza. That's what Trevor does. He shows up at other weddings. Non-denominational. He can do anything.
I think we should make a video for Treverend's services, like him in front of a green screen, like showing all the weddings he can do and like all the things he can officiate.
Yes, and let's post it on Backpage for men looking for men.
They shut down Backpage.
Oh,
like for good? Like all of it? I know they shut down the adult stuff.
The parts that mattered.
Well, no, I know they shut down the adult stuff like years ago, but I thought Backpage still exists.
No, they just shut down. It was only like a year and a half ago they shut down the adult stuff.
Look it up right now.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, I am so putting an ad for Trevor. Backpage.
Well, if you want to book me and you like the show, 651 Smithers.
Backpage and affiliated websites have been seized as part of an enforcement action by the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah.
Aww.
As of April 6th, wow, that not too long ago, April 6th, 2018. I knew they shut the other stuff down because they were, trying to prevent like sex trafficking and worse. But I knew the other segments the other portions were still up, like Craigslist, where you could still, like, used couch, $1 our best offer, that kind of thing. They still had all that up, or free trimpoline. But here, it seems that they seized it. So. R.I.P. Backpage. Anyway, so Trevor's open for business.
I'm great at funerals.
Are you really?
I bet, dude. He puts the fun in funeral.
Do you just slam the coffin shut and go, get over it? He's gone. Live your lives.
I hope so.
I would slam it down, and then you do the pyro like you saw with Christian with the wrestling. Slam it down, and the pyro goes up, confetti cannons. You celebrate that life.
So the thing is, you dig a fake grave and then you put the towel over the real one. So when the people come to charge you, they fall in the grave and you can make a clean getaway.
Oh, grave moat.
The crime-solving moat.
Yes.
Kittles.
There's always a moat.
My flock?
Or a fjord.
I would love to be part of your flock.
I don't know what just happened there. But
I'm starting a cult, apparently.
I think we should take a break. When we come back, we have a few other things we need to talk about, some TV and movie updates, and so on and so forth. We'll be right back.
It's Erik Nagel with Eric, Matt, and Giddles. We'll be right back. It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook at It's Erik Nagel. We're back with more It's Erik Nagel.
Welcome back to It's Erik Nagel. That is me. Matt O.G. will probably be returning next week. Over in the Upside Down is Giddles and our producer Trevor, the Treverend, Rev T. A whole bunch of different names.
I'm concerned.
Why?
I haven't seen Matt in like 2 months.
He was here last week.
Oh, I wasn't here last week.
Yes, you were out doing your getting ready for your big event.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt was here. It was great. We talked about you.
And then as soon as it's weird because it's like whenever Matt is here, Trevor isn't. And when Trevor is here, Matt isn't.
Yeah, and they both have like very kind of similar setups.
Right.
They both have phone booths they go into and then come out as a different person. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, people confuse us on Xbox too.
Yeah, all the time. They're like, oh, BTG rocks. You're just like Matt OG. And he's like, I'm not like Matt OG. And we're all like, he's not Matt OG. It's great.
It's almost like, you remember Picture Pages when he had the Mortimer Ichabod marker and he would draw, but then when he'd put the marker away, all of a sudden the creature would appear called Me. And
wasn't it the Wiggle Pen thing?
No, you would draw it and go like that. And then when he'd put it into the holder and talk to the camera, then boom, this little creature bee-looking thing came out called Me. And Me and the Mortimer never were there at the same time, and Bill didn't know that the marker really becomes to life. That's what it seems like this whole scenario is. And then he raped a lot of women, which was weird.
Jesus.
I didn't see the story. I didn't see the story going
quickly.
there.
Holy shit! With the pen?
Yeah, who knows?
maybe.
I wasn't there, but apparently for the last 30 years hasn't been a fun experience for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
Anyway, looking at the box office, coming in at number 1 is Crazy Rich Asians, which is, I didn't think this movie was going to do that well. It's number 1 for the 3rd week in a row. It's killing it.
I still don't know what it's about.
It's
I
about,
honestly don't even know what it's about.
it pretty much
other than
spoils it
Crazy
in the
Rich Asians.
title. It's crazy, they're rich, and they're Asians. That tells you the whole movie right there. Learn
So
to
it's
read.
okay.
Number 2, Giddle's favorite movie, The Meg, coming in at $10.5 million. Number 3, the latest Mission Impossible Fallout, still in the top 5. It actually went up. It's back at number 3. You know why? Because the end of August and the beginning of September is total shite when it comes to the box office. There's really nothing out there. So any of these really good movies that are still hanging on from the summer will get another resurge because, like, you know what? Either I want to go see it again, or I never saw it when it came out in July, but it's still in the theaters. I'll go see it now. Number 4, Operation Finale. Don't know what that is. And number 5, Searching, another movie that they shoved into the end of summer because nobody cares about it.
Operation Finale was that movie about the people going to Brazil to hunt down the Nazis who escaped Germany. It's like a heavy Holocaust movie.
Oh, actually, I think I want to see that. They go to Argentina, right?
Yeah, they go to. It's got Ben Kingsley, and they go to Argentina to get the guy who was the planner of like the execution methods and stuff like that. I forgot who it was. I just saw the trailer before the Meg.
Well, then I take my comments back. I do want to see that.
Yeah, I mean that just came out this weekend. It was a limited theater, so 4th seems pretty good for a Holocaust movie in the summer.
It's hot.
It's better than Christmas time.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised about how shitty. Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, like the Happy Time murders just dropped.
Yeah, I don't think it was very good.
Because here's the thing: when it was announced, it was an interesting concept. It felt a bit Roger Rabbit-ish, right?
Meet the Feebles. It was
Right?
made.
Hold on, it felt a bit but. Look, Roger Rabbit was real-time people and the animation where Eddie was a private investigator or maybe a former cop, whatever it was, trying to solve a murder, right? And then this comes out. When they announce it, it seems a bit Roger Rabbit-ish because it's the puppets are going to be involved. But as they started to release more, not just stills, but when you started to see the teaser, then the trailer, it just got perpetually worse. Yeah. And when they got to the point where right before it comes out, you were seeing so much in the trailer, like the jokes are they're not even ham-handed. They're just like somebody threw something out into the crowd. Like it was like you went to stage dive off the crowd and everyone just moved away and let you take a header into the floor. The strip club scene in there with, what are they, pigs or something like that? They were in there, or rabbits.
Yeah,
rabbits in there, and she's eating the carrot. And like, ooh, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This isn't even funny.
I don't know. I'm kind of still pumped. I want to see it a little bit.
All right. Well, you tell us
when the detective jazzes everywhere, all over the room while he's banging the other puppet.
Well, you're easily amused then. But go see the movie, and you like Giddle saw the Meg and was not happy with it, as we talked about last week. Go see Happy Town Murders and give us a report on it, Trevor, since you're the one that wants to go see it.
But
Bye,
I will
Mrs.
say
Trevor.
that this week, last week's How Did This Get Made episode was on the Meg, and I listened to it, and it was fucking hilarious because they all like literally came from the theater to the next theater. They're like, Jason,
what was
how
this?
long ago? They're like, Jason, how long ago did you see the movie? He's like, I still have the popcorn in my mouth. But yeah, it's a good take on a bad movie.
I think opening this weekend is just the only thing that came to mind was The Nun, right? Isn't that what's opening this weekend?
The Nun is this week, and then next week is the new Predator.
Oh, there's that other movie which I have no idea what it is with Jennifer Garner called Peppermint.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know what that. I see the trailer on TV all the time. And it's just shit's going on, and the voice guy at the end just goes Peppermint, and that's
okay.
it.
So the trailer is she's Peppermint. Her
Peppermint
family,
Patty.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but not. So her family, her husband and daughter, gets murdered by a Mexican cartel. So she starts training and then goes off the grid and just starts executing cartel members. It's.
Yeah, she's like gone for 3 years or something.
Yeah, and it's made by the people who made Taken. So it's gonna have like it's that same feel of like, give me back my daughter. You know, it's like that kind of movie.
She goes.
I was gonna go with what's the character? Oh, the Punisher. It's like the Punisher.
No,
yeah, it's kind of like the Punisher.
No, it's
but the thing is, it's
Peppermint.
like But the trailer gives away so much of the movie. It's like I don't even need to see it now because I've seen her kill half the cartel in the trailer. Like I don't need to see that.
Does her mouth open like the peppermint?
Oh,
You're obsessed with the name.
He loves peppermint.
Because that's the whole fucking trailer. Just shit's going on, and the guy goes, peppermint. And then it cuts to commercial. And you're like, I don't know what I just saw.
I don't watch TV commercials. I only see the trailers before the movie.
I don't like Jennifer Gardner. I can't name something she was good in.
I was watching TV the other day, and I just saw HBO was doing a teaser for a new show they have coming called Camping. And
Sure.
It's about a bunch of friends that reunite, and they're all at a campground, which looks dumb, and it stars Jennifer Garner.
Like Wet Hot American Summer?
Only not
Does
as
a guy
funny.
in a hockey mask come out?
No, but the camp counselor does turn into a can of vegetables.
Ooh, that's great.
Yes. It sounds suspiciously like H. John Benjamin, too. I don't know how they pulled that off.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, I haven't heard of this camping show.
The Nun I do want to see, but I'll wait for that to come on demand or iTunes or something like that.
You get scared easily in movies. Yeah.
Nah, but I don't mind watching those kind of movies because it feels like The Conjuring. I don't know if it's in that storyline or whatever, but I'll sit there and I'll watch that. But I'll watch it at home. That's not something I'm going to go to the theater and spend money on.
2 movies. Have you seen? They both came out this week. Hereditary and Upgrade. They're both out on demand. So you need to see both.
I did
Upgrade,
not know Upgrade
it's
was
on my list.
demand. All right, I'm writing that down. I do because you told me when it was in the theaters because you went to see it and you said I should see that, so I will watch it.
It's out. It's out on demand now, and people are still like sending me messages and they're like, "Please, thank you for telling me about that movie. It's fucking insane."
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna see that.
And see Hereditary because you like the scary movies, and I really want to know your take on it, Eric.
Okay, I'm writing that one down too. Upgrade and Hereditary. I spent my weekend where I had a wedding reception to go to on Sunday. Informal wedding reception, so it was kind of nice. It was a big barbecue style, which was a lot of fun.
Wear shorts and flip-flops?
I wore shorts and a dress shirt. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
It was that kind of thing. So I had that, and then I watched Deadpool 2, the super duper cut.
Sure.
The extended thing 3 times this weekend.
It
was a lot of fun.
I want to see that.
It's so good.
You know what I did rewatch this weekend? Passenger 57. Movie's fucking hilariously bad.
You know what? You know what you take away from that movie? You always bet on black.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good movie.
I was watching it with 3 people who'd never seen it, and we were all in a group chat. And my other friend who had seen it was like, "Oh man, you guys are gonna love this movie." And I was like, "Always bet on black." She's like, "Stop spoiling the best line of the movie." And I was like,
"It was the only movie because it was in every trailer." I saw it in the theater.
Yeah,
I remember going to the Patchogue movie theater and going to see Passenger 57.
It was great. I saw that. Yeah, so I watched that, and then I saw that Escape Plan movie from like 2014 with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, where they have to break out of the prison.
That's on my wish list on iTunes. I have not watched that one either.
You know what? It wasn't a good movie, but it was very
entertaining. I'm not watching it to be a good movie. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your gills. I'm not watching it, Trevor, to be a good movie. It's one of those rare times where that was like look, for the longest time, everybody in the 80s into the 90s wanted Stallone and Schwarzenegger to be in a movie together. And it never happened because they were with 2 different movie companies, right? It wasn't like today where they're willing to either make that deal or let other properties go to other studios in exchange for other... Like, they were willing to wheel and deal now, or they get bought out by Disney and they're all under the same umbrella and it can all happen. But we had the first glimpse of it when Stallone did The Expendables, right?
Yeah.
Now, he was in there. I think he's in 2 of the 3. He was in there, and it's just them meeting up with Bruce Willis for a business deal and then going away while all the other action heroes are blowing shit up and killing each other. But this
was literally just like a scene of them to walk in and be like, "Oh yeah, you guys are all other famous action stars," jerk off motion, and then they walk out of the room. Like that's all it was.
That's all it was. But you finally got what you wanted 30 years later.
Yep.
Same with this movie. They're finally in a movie together, and you're not watching it for it to be a good movie. You're watching it to see how ham-fisted they can deliver their lines and if they're taking shots at each other in the dialogue. While they just fight and blow shit up and try to escape, that's really what you're watching it for, the dialogue.
And it's very 80s style, too, because the villain is just like this smarmy guy. He's like, "Man, I don't get these guys." It's like, it's so cheesy, but I thought it was entertaining, but it wasn't a very good movie.
All right.
Yeah, that's how I feel I saw Tag over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, how was that? I really wanted to see that. It looked like it would be fun.
Yeah, it was good. It gave me a few chuckles. It's a little over the top because some of the stuff they embellish times 20. But it's definitely funny. And the fact that it's like based on a true story.
It's like The Hangover, but they're playing tag.
Yeah. The tag over.
Yeah. Kind of.
At the end, spoilers, he was it.
Oh, no.
No, that was
Deal
it. He's
with
right.
it,
Yeah, I got
nothing.
That's it. He's it. Yeah. Tag 2.
You know what?
Tagless.
Skip over it on demand. Go to upgrade.
Next weekend being released is the new Predator movie.
Yep.
There's a lot of speculation that Schwarzenegger makes a cameo in it, but it has not been leaked if it is or not. So I don't know if really he is in that movie.
You know what I think is going to happen? I think we're going to see something weird, and maybe we're going to see like Arnold's head. Like he got killed.
Okay.
Like when he after that, because the new Predator and the new one is like a much bigger Predator, and like it seems like he's bigger than the one from Predators with Adrian Brody.
Okay,
so that would explain like what could kill Arnold.
Maybe Arnold morphed into the Predator.
Here's what I'm hearing, okay, about the Predator movie. So you see Predator, but then there's I guess one of the new trailers you see a bigger Predator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently that's supposed to be the female. The bigger Predator is the female.
Cool. Don't need to see it anymore. Thanks, Eric.
All good.
Foiled, but it's not like Alien. So yeah, I don't know.
And at the end, they're all killed by peppermint.
Ugh.
God.
Boo.
So you can go see the Predator next weekend. I think we have some Predator
now I'm
stuff.
Go see White Boy Rick instead.
There you go. I think we have some Predator stuff. Maybe we should give that away on the next show.
We should give all the Predator stuff away to Giddles.
You're a big Predator fan? I didn't realize that.
Predator.
Okay.
I mean, the original.
I've never
Predator
seen
2 is stupid. Predators is kind of dumb.
You didn't like
Alien vs. Predator.
You didn't like the ending of Predator 2 where they're in that little time vortex thing where they hand the gun over and it's from the Revolutionary War.
Oh my god, it was so fucking stupid. I'm supposed to believe that Danny Glover was just as strong as Arnold and could beat him up and that whole line.
It's that wartime truce.
The same fucking line.
It's that wartime truce. Here's your guy, and we give you back one of yours.
I will say a funny story about Predator 2.
I love how Trevor's holding his ears like we're spoiling a movie from 1992.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, well, this isn't a spoiler. This is just a funny moment that happened.
Danny Glover dies.
I was watching Predator 2 at my house, and a certain delivery person came by, and he got really mad that I was watching Predator 2, and he said, "This movie is a very bad representation of the Rasta culture." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was a very funny moment. You had to be there.
Domino's guy?
What? They think that it's killing Jamaicans?
No, it was my weed delivery guy. He showed up and he's a Jamaican guy, and he was upset because the movie had an unfair representation of Rasta culture.
Has he ever seen Bad Boys 2?
Because the Predator has cornrows, man.
It's like, this is not Rasta.
Oh.
It was funny.
Well,
funny to me.
There you go.
Should have been there one of those times.
Yeah.
So Predator comes out next weekend. You can look forward to that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else big coming in the month of September here for us that might be of
Red Dead? Oh, that's October.
That's October. That might be okay. I might actually have time to see Infinity War soon.
Fahrenheit 11/9.
Oh, that's the new Michael Moore one.
Screw him.
What do you got against Macklemore?
Macklemore?
Michael Moore. That'd be a great meme.
He's only got $20 in his pocket. He's comping meals down in Atlantic City saying this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you bring me into this. Don't you bring me into this.
Did you see the trailer for the new Jack Black movie? Remember
the clocks on the walls?
The clock with the clock in the clock?
Remember a couple years ago he did the movie where it looks exactly the same, the R.L. Stein?
He did Goosebumps.
Yeah, Goosebumps, right? I thought when I saw the trailer for this, I thought this was another one of like a continuation in that series. And then it's like, the house with a clock in its walls. I'm like, that's the title? That's what this movie's about?
The house with the clock in its walls. Basically any house past 1900.
Wasn't there a horror movie or something? Was it House on Haunted Hill or something?
You're thinking of 13 Ghosts, where it had the giant clock, and every time it would strike an hour, it would release like a new ghost, and on like the 13th hour, would release all the ghosts.
Yeah, Tony Shalhoub is the head.
And I think that the guy from Scream is in it, the bad guy.
No, maybe it wasn't that.
Yes.
Was there
Yeah, you're right.
You remember the Amityville horror series? They made like 4 of them. They were all really
Ryan
bad.
Way
Reynolds.
too many of them, yes.
Yeah. Wasn't one of them where the house was alive and had a clock mechanism or something in it?
I don't remember.
If you remember, give us a call, 651-SMITHERS at 651-764-8437. It's some kind of weird, bad horror movie where I remember they were ripping open the walls and they saw a mechanism like the house was alive or the house was mechanical.
Yeah, 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
No, I know 13 Ghosts, but I'm saying before 13 Ghosts. I remember
12
seeing
Ghosts?
something else like as a kid. I think it was one of those bad Amityville horror movies.
I don't know.
did it.
It's a terrible name for a movie. And not only that, like, it's a complete ripoff of, like, Harry Potter. Like, I mean, how could it not be?
Yeah.
It's a kid who doesn't know that he's, like, a son of, like, a warlock, and this clock is going to go off, and the big bad guy is going to come back that everyone fears. It's like hardly Potter.
He keeps running into a
almost
wall
there.
thinking there's a train station there.
Yeah,
doesn't
and it's
make
like the
any
house
sense.
with the hole in the wall from the kid who runs into the wall.
Right.
What a stupid name for a movie.
Some TV updates for you. I finished Disenchantment, which is the Matt Groening series on Netflix. Matt Groening and some of the not the original, but the classic season writers and producers, Josh Weinstein and Bill Oakley are a part of it. Josh is co-executive producing. Bill's writing episodes. He has a lot
And if
of.
you close your eyes, it'll sound like you're watching Futurama.
David X. Cohen is involved. That's why. So he's got the people from The Simpsons. He's got people from Futurama all working together on this project here, and it's not as it's not as complex story and then loving moment like The Simpsons. It's not more absurd, more bizarre, more funny stuff like Futurama. It's a bit drier. It's a longer story. And it's consistent throughout. It's not like one episode and you kind of remember characteristics of each character going into other stories. It's one continuous story.
But does it get good?
Yes, the last 3 episodes are really good. Have you finished it?
Okay.
You haven't finished it, obviously.
I haven't finished it. I
You
have
should.
trouble finishing shows. You know that.
You
but,
should
like,
you should finish it because you'll be pleasantly surprised as to what they're doing with it. What's wrong?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
What?
All right.
Huh? Is this
So
thing on?
Check out Disenchantment on Netflix. Also, The Ozarks season 2. I'm almost done with that.
What is that? Is that the one about the mountains?
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman is
Batman.
Jason Batman is this guy from Chicago that winds up moving down to the Ozarks, which is this what is it, like a swampy area of Missouri? It's just
I always thought the Ozarks were a mountain range, but I could be wrong.
could be that too. But he moves down there and winds up money laundering and setting up different businesses to clean his money, and winds up becoming like a midway person for a cartel while using this local podunk town of rednecks to try to run things through there. Like, it keeps getting more and more complicated. Things
Okay.
keep fucking up because more people find out what he's doing, and then they cause other problems. It's pretty damn good. It's very serious, and it's directed by Jason Bateman too.
Okay, interesting.
It's a really good show. The second season just came out. I'm almost done with it. If you want a show to invest your time in to binge, this is a show that I can definitely recommend because there's no funny gags. There's nothing to take you out of it. You really start to believe everything that's going on, and you forget Jason Bateman is the lead character in it. So,
okay. If it's good, I might check it out.
and I'm trying to think of his wife. She was in that show, The Big C, that was on Showtime. What the hell's her name? She's in a
Big
lot.
C, show about my ex. Heyo.
There you go. Hey,
Oh!
I can't think of her name. Damn it. Thinking. You've seen her, Laura Linney. She's like, oh yeah, I remember her. She's in a lot of projects, but she's not really that big face that you remember or see in everything. You just like, oh yeah, she was in that thing. She's more
Yeah.
like a
The name sounds familiar.
and I don't think there's really anything else in that show that's worth mentioning as far as cast goes. No, but anyway, check out the Ozarks on Netflix. That's a good one there. Also, for those of you who are Doctor Who fans like Matt and myself, they finally announced the new season with the 13th Doctor is going to be a global event as it premieres worldwide at the same time on October 7th.
Whoa.
So if you're in the United States, it's on BBC Canada. If you're up in Canada, Sorry, not BBC Canada, BBC America. If you're up in Canada, it's on the Space Network. If you're in England, of course, BBC One. And in Australia, it's ABC TV. But it's going to air at the same time worldwide. So
Interesting.
And this is the fun thing, too, because they've done this a couple other times before with specials. So sometimes it's like Saturday at 1:35 because
there's someone who's like, it's like Sunday at like 4:30 in the morning, and they're like, oh god damn it.
Exactly. Like if you're in Japan, you're totally screwed. But if you're, because it's based on England's prime time, so whatever's the prime time there, and you're like, wait, I gotta, like, your whole Saturday's ruined because you got to sit there and wait to either tape this thing, or if you want to watch it live, it's at a really awkward time because they also don't do on the hour.
Yeah.
They do like 5s and 7s.
Ugh. Fucking weirdos.
Very
5s
weird.
and 7s?
Yeah, very weird.
I bet they
indeed.
use Channel 1.
They do. BBC
Ugh.
1.
Ugh. Just burn it to the ground.
BBC 1, BBC 2, BBC 3, BBC 4.
That's crazy.
It is
1, 2,
crazy.
3, and 4. Ours are like, why do we skip numbers? We go 2, 4, and then 5.
Right.
And then Trevor teleported somewhere.
I know. He just disappeared.
I'm not on the TV. Homer and Chewbacca are.
Homer looks like he has like a weird mustache that got turned to the side because of the shadow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? It is Freddy Day.
It is.
Huh?
There's a big
Freddy.
thing going on social media where everybody's wearing fake mustaches to look like Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's just as bad as people who have national days. I don't
Ugh.
get it.
The
you know
Hard
what?
Rock, if you buy a mustache from the Hard Rock, it goes towards some foundation.
Oh, that's right.
You know, today was like National Pizza Day, and tomorrow's like National Coffee Day. Like, it's so stupid.
Once a month, it's National Pizza Day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes
But
no
it's
sense. No,
National
it was
Cheese
it was
Pizza
very
Day.
specific. It was National Cheese Pizza Day. It's like just boring pizza day. Like, all right, well, what's next week? Next month, like Pepperoni Pizza Day. Like, we're getting crazy with the fucking days. We gotta stop this shit.
Yes.
Like, we didn't have any of this growing up.
Yeah, and who's the council that's nominating official days?
The Council of Wacky Hats. Like, who knows who these people are? Like, they're just making shit up. They're like, oh, National Covers
red-
Eyes Throw Dart at Internet.
Wacky
And now
hats.
it's like Internet Awareness Day.
Are you saying the Red Hat Society is choosing national days?
Eric, the things I know.
Wow. And I just thought they were, lonely old biddies. Who knew they wield
No.
that much power?
They're in them in coordination with the Red Nose people and the Rand Corporation. It gets serious.
And the reverse vampires.
Yes.
Thank you. Speaking of television, I want to talk about this story, which should not be an issue, and thankfully so. Most people view this story the correct way and are more mad at the person who sold the story to the Daily Mail rather than the person the story is about. Do you know who actor Geoffrey Owens is?
Yes.
I
Who is
believe he was on the Cosbys.
Right. But no. He was on The Cosby Show,
Yeah.
not The Cosbys.
Sorry,
That's a different show.
before my time.
The Cosby Show was one of the biggest shows in the world in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, I remember Cosby
starring
Show.
Bill Cosby and his fictitious family. So, Geoffrey Owens played Elvin, who was the boyfriend and eventually married his eldest daughter, Sandra, on the program.
Spoiler alert, Trevor.
Goofy
Whoa.
kind of guy as far as that character goes. But he's always been a regular working actor, doing bit parts here and there. Last year, I remember him on an episode or two of Lucifer on Fox.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And for what people don't understand is that just because you're acting, when you're especially on a television show, doesn't mean you're going to be acting once that job is done. Sometimes you have a lot of downtime between gigs, or you have a lot of smaller gigs that don't add up to the money that you think you would need to sustain, living. So a lot of actors do collect unemployment when they're not working. And a lot of actors actually do take other jobs, daytime jobs, nighttime jobs, whatever they need to do in order to keep pursuing their dream of acting. This situation was no different, where Geoffrey Owens was found working at a Trader Joe's, and this woman took very unflattering photos, like the angles and everything of him, sold the story to the Daily Mail, and there's even a video. No, sorry, it's not a video. There's quotes from her saying, she's like, I can't believe he's working here, like almost shaming him, like, what happened? He used to be a TV actor. Now he's working here.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, a lot of people, when they saw this story, were calling this lady a piece of shit. Because
I thought it was like a Fox News article. That's where I saw it first.
It was
tweeted out on. It was tweeted out on Fox News.
I know it was later
on their opinion page.
Right. Later it was. It was a Daily Mail article, right? So this all happened. Everybody didn't say like, oh, make fun of the guy and say, and say like, oh, well, look at him. He used to be somebody, like this culture tends to do. A lot of people did the right thing and said, screw this lady. The guy's making an honest living. He's working a job. He's getting health care in between gigs.
Like, fuck you for judging him.
And it's not like he can't work anymore. Like I said, he just did a couple episodes of Lucifer last season. So he's working here and there between gigs. There's no shame in doing what he's doing, right? And this lady was selling the story like, oh my God, can you believe this? Like she got a big kind of scoop. Like, look how pathetic this guy is to make her feel better. Well, because of this, he wound up going on Good Morning America. Was it yesterday, I think? Or whenever you're hearing this, it would be Tuesday of the week, where he went on there and talked about he was all clean shaven. He was wearing a nice sports jacket, a nice shirt. He had his Trader Joe's pin on the lapel right there for his jacket. He was not ashamed of it. He was not embarrassed of it. He was laughing. He said that had to be photoshopped. I'd never looked that bad. And he was goofing on. He was taking it in stride. And he explained, too. He said, look, actors don't always work. Sometimes you got to do things that you need to do in order to live your life. And he took it a lot better than I think most people in his position would be if they were famous for a role and then had to do, I don't want to say like a mundane job, but like a common job, a regular everyday kind of a job. Some of those people don't handle the ego that well if they were found out to be like, oh my God, you were in my favorite movie when I was a teenager, and now, you're collecting carts at a supermarket or something like that.
Well, I think it also would have been different too. That if people agreed with the person who originally sent the article and were like, yeah, fuck him, like why is he working at Trader Joe's? Then I think it would have been different. But I think the fact that everyone came in to support him, it was just obviously a lot of people were saying a lot of bigger currently big actors were all tweeting support and saying like, what, this is a non-story. Why is this even being put out there? That was the thing. It's not a story. It's like
not. It was somebody
took a
trying
picture
to shame
someone
him.
and just trying to shame someone for fucking working. Like, fuck you.
Now, so he goes on Good Morning America. He's very good-natured about it. Handles everything perfectly. Now, what I wanted to point out was a while ago, sometime in the fall, I ran into Geoffrey Owens because I don't live that far from that Trader Joe's. And I saw him there a couple of times, but I wasn't sure it was him. And as Christmas time was coming around, I was there again, and I saw him, and I'm looking, and I'm like, yeah, that's him. So as I was leaving...
Well, he was wearing a name tag, wasn't he?
I couldn't see... He was out in the parking lot doing stuff. I couldn't see where...
Carts?
Carts or in fact, one time I saw him, he was helping a lady who had, because those carts at Trader Joe's are very small, right? So he was helping this lady out with her bags to put in her car. Right?
Yeah.
He's a good dude. So I saw him, and then I waited till he was done, and as I was leaving the Trader Joe's, he was walking over, and I walked over to him. I said, sorry to bother you. I just wanted to let you know I was a fan of your work, and no one appreciated what you did on that show. And I shook the guy's hand. He was very nice. He talked to me for a little bit, and I just wished him a happy holiday, and I left. Now, I had told you guys, I didn't say it on the air, that I had run into the guy. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe that was him. Because I thought, the first time I saw him there, I thought he was shopping there. I didn't realize. But he was working there. And I didn't want to bring it up on the air because why? Because any way you describe it, even if you're trying to be nice about it, could come off as like we're making fun of the guy. And that's not what I wanted to do at all. So there was no need to bring up the guy's name. But I've had a couple of interactions with him at that place. Couldn't be nicer. He's a very nice man, and I do enjoy the work that he did. I liked him on Lucifer. I loved him as Elvin on The Cosby Show. I used to love The Cosby Show when I grew up. And unfortunately for him, too, in this situation, he loses a lot of residuals. Because when The Cosby stuff started breaking down, They pulled it from anywhere in the world that it was being syndicated and rerun, so you don't make any money. Like the little money he was making off of that is completely gone. They're not selling it's hard to find the DVDs for sale anymore. They stopped printing those things. They're not going to show the show anymore. So the guy's doing what he has to do. And I just felt bad when that finally came out. I was like, I've seen that guy many times. He's a good dude. There's no reason for this. And thankfully, there's still some hope in the human race that people did the right thing and said this is nothing to make fun of the guy for.
Yeah, like, it's bullshit. Like, you shouldn't shame anyone for any job they're doing unless, like, it's a really, like, I don't know. Like, can't think of any reason to shame anyone for a job. If you need to make a living, you need to make a living, and that's what it comes down to.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
I'm not even saying this as a joke. Trader Joe's has great benefits. Like,
Dude, I've thought about it.
Yeah. Damn.
I just don't like Hawaiian shirts.
They have great bagged olives, too. Just putting
They
it out there.
have great everything that's, like, generic that you can put on a shelf.
Yep. I saw, one time I was there, and I saw this kid walking around with, they had a big plastic tub of frosted animal crackers.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, where did he find those? I kind of wanted those right now. But anyway, everything worked out. And also just came out, too, that who's the guy that does Medea?
Oh, Tyler Perry offered him work.
Tyler Perry offered him work for another movie that he has coming out.
Yeah, he's
he's
directing the #1 drama on Oprah's network.
Oh, he has a show that he's producing there, too?
He's directing, it's for the OWN network. It's supposed to be like the new drama coming out this fall, so he offered him a spot there. So
it just goes to show what was supposed to be a shameful moment in this gentleman's life that this lady was trying to do. All this nice stuff happened, and I realized when I saw the tides turning, I was like, somebody, because of this, companies are going to offer him more work. And there it was. Tyler Perry offered him that, and a couple other companies are going to swoop in to ride, whether it's sincere or just riding the publicity wave, they're going to offer him some more work. But either way, Geoffrey Owens wins.
Nike.
Anyway, one last thing two things before we go. One, were you guys fans of Star Trek The Next Generation?
I'm not a fan of Star Trek.
Star Trek
really.
at all? Okay.
Well,
I enjoyed like some of the movies, and I like some of the old classic episodes, but I would never say I'm a fan. Like, I don't know enough.
Okay.
When Mark Hamill lost his hand and they gave him that robot hand, that's kind of where they lost me.
Fair point. Do you know who Will Wheaton is?
I do.
A Big Bang Theory.
Right. He was also he's famous for that show, but he's also very well known for being Ensign Wesley Crusher on Star Trek The Next Generation.
And he's a nerd. Like, he's known, like...
Right. He's huge in the nerd community. In the last several years, he was huge in the tabletop gaming community. Yep. But he was very outspoken on Twitter. He was one of those people where, whether you agreed with what he said or not, he was very outlandish with it. He was a bit of a loudmouth, and he was not very empathetic to anything. So he was very far left-leaning, and he was very intolerant of stuff on the right, anything conservative, everything that the people on the left would be upset about. But he was like militantly aggravating on Twitter because all he did was yell at people. He had no tolerance, didn't want to hear any explanations. He was one of those guys. So then he decides he was going to join one of these other networks, Mastodon, I think was called, and another one which is a super alt left, like like how Gab, this thing that came to light not too long ago after Alex Jones was removed off these platforms. There was this other thing, like a private conservative Twitter called Gab, right?
Yeah, it's like Conservapedia. Like, it sounds like it's
something
gonna be
like
popular
that, right?
for a minute, but then everyone forgets because it's stupid.
So there was Mastodon and something else, which was the far left version of that, a smaller group. So he leaves Twitter and goes to this other group where he thinks that, it's going to be like-minded people, very ultra-left. And he gets on there, and all they do is constantly shit-talk him, harass him, threaten him, what have you. So they even wound up banning his accounts on their server when he didn't do anything. He didn't violate any guidelines. people were just looking at him and go, fuck you, dude. You know, we don't like you. We don't like anything you stand for. So he announces that he's quitting social media on his Twitter before he deletes his Twitter, saying that the quote is, "I don't deserve to be treated so terribly," right? People started posting, well, you say horrible things about other people that you politically oppose or even ideally oppose. You know, not even like Trump-style politics. Just anybody who was kind of conservative or religious or whatever, you came down on them like with fury instead of having any kind of discussion or like, look, I don't really agree with what you're talking about. Everything was a big fuck you, dude, middle finger, you're a fascist. And I'm not picking sides, but he was just very aggressive, right? So he got the people on his own side shitting all over him. So he wound up having to delete his own social media because the side that he thought he was championing for turned on him and just said, you know, go fuck yourself. Actually, they were all posting the same meme that was pissing him off. There's a famous line from Star Trek The Next Generation where Wesley's whining about something and Picard goes, "Shut up, Wesley." Right? So they just would show photos of him on Star Trek with the caption. It would say, "Shut up, Wesley," anytime he said or posted anything. So it's just interesting to see that we're starting to see balance now. Look, you had the thing with Gavin McInnes and Alex Jones. Now you're seeing this thing with Will Wheaton and a couple other people where the too far on either side are getting fucked by their own sides. And now it's hopefully somewhere coming to the middle where we can balance everything out, where we can get rid of all the fucking extreme shit and kind of use social media like what it was supposed to be for, to communicate and interact with people on a normal basis.
But like getting mad at like people for being on a message board is different than saying Sandy Hook was like,
of course,
fake.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I'm saying,
but like. I can't compare like Gavin McInnes and Alex Jones to like something like that for some guy just being butthurt over some comments. Like that's not the same.
I'm not talking about the comments. I'm talking about the extreme sides. Like there's that private ultra right side of social media. There's the private ultra left side, and they're turning on their own too. Like even when the Alex Jones stuff was getting very heated, there was a lot of people on the conservative sides like, you know, the Sandy Hook thing. That's a little too much, dude. We can't really go with this shit when you're going ape shit. Like we ignored the turning the frogs gay line and some of this other crap that you were doing. But when it got down to some of this other stuff like the 9/11 truther shit, and it's like, yeah, dude, we kind of have to distance ourselves from you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just like one seems way, way, way more extreme than the other.
Of course.
Like that's all.
I'm not going
saying.
comment for comment. Yeah. I'm going from extreme side to extreme side. Not only were they destroying the opposite side, but now their own sides are destroying each other within.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about Will Wheaton, so I don't know. I can't really.
You're probably
comment,
better off.
If he gets schooled, whatever. Fuck him. That's what you get.
Last thing before we get out of here, Trevor sent me a video over the weekend, and I was so disgusted with this. I told him, I said, I'm going to post this.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
You just posted it.
No, you got it. I said, I'm posting this. Did you not get that part? Because we kept talking after that. I told you, I said, I'm posting this.
I think you were just yelling at me.
So he sends me a video of he walks over to his fridge, opens it up, and first of all, there's a jar of relish, and he just goes, moves the relish out of the way, grabs a bottle of Hunt's ketchup, walks over to the counter, and then puts it into a cup of Annie Mac's mac and cheese. Is it Annie Mac's or Annie's? That organic company. We'll say Annie's. A cup of instant mac and cheese. And he just starts squirting the ketchup into it, and he's mixing it with a fork, and I forgot what you said. It's up on IHeartRadio on Instagram if you want to check it out. Or I think it's Erik Nagel is up there too. He starts eating it, and I'm completely disgusted by this. Because who uses Hunt's ketchup?
Dude, me and Giddles.
I use it.
Why?
You had to have.
Why would you suffer from a lower inferior product when Heinz is readily available?
Because it's on sale. First of all, if you noticed anything that was in my fridge, it's all oversized. So I just see whatever's at the time, like I need mustard. Oh, okay. Gold's is freaking huge right now, and it's on sale for $1. So I'm going to get that. That's going to last me 2 years. And it's the same thing with the Hunt's ketchup. That was an overly sized bottle of ketchup that probably cost me 69 cents because it's Hunt's.
Ugh.
Two things about
never on sale.
Yeah. 2 things about the Hunt's ketchup. It might even be 3 things. 1, it's cheaper, so that helps me on a budget. 2, I think it's actually a little tangier. It has a little more vinegar. It's also a little sweeter, which I'm not 100% about. But 3, the best one is that if I go out to a diner, it's like treating myself with food and with the condiments. Because now I'm like, oh shit, look at this. I get Heinz. Like, this is great. It's like if you go to a pancake place and they give you maple syrup, you feel like a fucking king when you get real maple syrup. You know what I mean? Instead of that fake shit. So like, it's the same thing. If I eat Hunt's ketchup at home, I eat Hunt's ketchup at home so that I can eat Heinz when I go out.
This is pure, straight from New Hampshire maple syrup, where they gotta boil the bottle just to heat it up for you.
Exactly.
This ain't no
I'll tell you this. Way to take
That's
lemons and make
shot.
lemonade, Giddles. You kind of redeemed it with the third one. It's like when you go out, it's like, I'm living the life of Riley.
Oh yeah, everything I get is an upgrade from my regular shitty life. Like, oh look, I can have Heinz ketchup here. I can have a clean glass of water. I can have a burger. Like, it's great.
Wait, a clean glass of water?
But I can't imagine. I have to go look, but I can't imagine the price difference being that great a savings.
It's like 15 cents, dude.
Still, why would you subject yourself to an inferior product when Heinz is readily available?
Because you have no idea how great it is to go to that diner, have that ketchup bottle that's been sitting on the table for like 3 months, it's fizzing, and then they give it to you and you're like, oh man, this is so good.
I don't think you're supposed to eat it at that point.
No, you do, because then you get your next meals for free.
After being violently ill.
Exactly.
But it could be
the iller you are in the bathroom, the more free meals you get there.
You could live that lifestyle every day by having Heinz ketchup in your home.
Yeah, but then nothing's a treat. Like, nothing's a treat. Like, if you ate ice cream every day, what would you go out for dessert and get? Cake. Shitty cake? Like,
you wouldn't eat ice cream every day.
I eat ice cream every day. I don't go out for ice cream anymore. So
Okay.
that's why I eat Hunt's here, so I can have Heinz when I go to the fucking Sunset Diner by my house.
But just treat yourself. Live a little better.
First of all, you can't demand how I live. You're not my real dad. 2, shit's expensive, man. Like, if
15
I'm at the
cents
Walmart,
is not a savings.
No, it might be more of like $1.
If it was $2 difference, then okay, I can see your point, even though Hunt's is completely garbage. And I would tell you, go for the generic store brand at that point.
I feel like Eric looks at the Hunt's in the store and he's like, this is Hunt's ketchup. There's never been anything like a real tomato near it.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost brown.
Yeah, it's great.
It's awful. Hunt's ketchup is garbage. If you go and if you have to go to a venue that has that has food that you have to get for some reason, and then they have the condiment area and it says Hunt's, I throw the food out because it's like, this is just going to ruin the meal.
Not me. To me, then there I'm like, I guess I'm just eating like a peasant today with this Hunt's ketchup like I have at home instead of living like a king with the Heinz.
No way.
Yep.
Okay, so
all right, if you're gonna base this on cost cutting, here's what you do: go to McDonald's, go to Wendy's. Just ask them for some ketchup for your fries, please. Can I get some ketchup packet?
One more time.
Ketchup, some ketchup packets for your fries. You take a whole fistful of them and you bring them home, and then you can live like that.
Ugh, you know how much work that is, like trying to open each one. Sometimes I'll cut the tips and then just like squish them all like an accordion to try and get all the ketchup out at once, but then it goes all over the fucking room because I'm more like Gallagher than I realize. And I'm like,
you're using the tenderizing hammer?
Yeah. Like, you want that ketchup to go?
Why do you drive on a parkway and park on a driveway? Splat.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't know, but I get ketchup in my eye.
Okay. Ready for this?
No.
Ready.
Regular
price savings.
Regular Heinz tomato ketchup.
Right.
Hold on, I want to make sure I get the. I can't see the. All right, here we go. 14-ounce bottle, not a huge bottle. 14-ounce bottle is $2.29 right now at ShopRite.
Okay.
Is that Heinz?
That's Heinz. $2.29. $2.29 for a 14-ounce bottle.
Take out a mortgage to get another job.
Right.
A 14-ounce bottle right now for Hunt's is $1.49. Or Or you could buy 3 14-ounce bottles for $3, making it $1 a bottle.
That's like 42 ounces of freedom right there.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't pull that trigger. It's like,
you
know
can do
what?
it?
I can skimp and save money in other areas, but I need to have Heinz ketchup. I can't.
But like,
have
what
others.
if you get Heinz ketchup and then just get like an actual tomato and just mash it into it? That'll be cheaper.
Then
You
that
just
becomes
mash
like that becomes almost cocktail sauce.
Maybe. I mean, 70 cents, 80 cents. I don't know. I got a 20-ounce bottle for 99 cents.
Right.
48
So I'll like
or 42 ounces for $3 compared to 14 ounces for $2.30.
Dude, you know what I would do if I got 42
But
ounces?
that's not where you save. You save on your cable bill. You save on other expenses. You don't cut costs when it comes to the food.
You can.
If I had 42 ounces of
ShopRite
Heinz,
ketchup is more expensive right now than Hunt's.
see?
That tells you how shitty it is when the fucking supermarket ketchup is more value than the Hunt's ketchup.
No way.
What about how do you feel about French's ketchup? Because right now that's on sale and it's still almost the same price as
I don't know.
Heinz.
I have to try French's.
I've seen
ketchup.
the French's ketchup. They have French's like mayo now. I've seen and like
Yeah.
a couple other ones. I don't know how I feel about.
I wasn't that big of.
Hellman's does ketchup.
Oh yeah, I saw the Hellman's ketchup. I don't know how I feel about that. How do you feel about that, Eric?
I have to try that one. I'm not going to try the ketchup mayo combination that everybody was a buzz about last month.
Thousand Island dressing, Russian dressing.
Yeah, because I can
Real
like. I'm
ketchup
not a
with
fan.
honey, real
I'm
ketchup with
not a
mayo.
fan of Heinz mayonnaise. It's okay. It's just okay at best. It's not that
I've not
good.
been
Heinz ketchup is definitely the top pick for anything. I'll even infuriate you even more by telling you that I don't just get Heinz ketchup.
You get their mustard and shit too.
No, I don't
No.
like their mustard.
They have the best barbecue sauce. I will say
They have
that.
really good pickles.
Their barbecue sauce is yes, their pickles are amazing, and that barbecue sauce line is great because it's actually using those Pitmaster recipes, and there's no high fructose corn syrup in it too.
I'm gonna tell you something. They're not using any Pitmaster recipes. They're like, we're just gonna slap this guy's name on it and throw some extra cumin in it.
Well, look, their Texas barbecue sauce is great. Their Kansas City one is great. Even the North Carolina one, and I'm not a big vinegar barbecue sauce fan.
I love vinegar.
The
Memphis-
North Carolina
Memphis
one
is
is
the best.
pretty good.
Memphis all the way, all day.
But yes, Memphis. Well, see, Memphis isn't known for their sauce. They're more the dry rub area rather than they are for sauce.
I agree with you, except I've tried them all, and I'm just thinking that Memphis.
I'm not doubting that it
that's
isn't
the-
good. That whole Heinz line I've been very impressed with. I think is very good. But I don't get regular Heinz ketchup. I get the Heinz Simply Tomato, which is basic ingredients, no corn syrup, no any added sugar or any of the other stuff. And that is a little bit more than the regular Heinz ketchup.
Sir Kensington's ketchup. It's $5 for 20
that
ounces.
fancy ass shit. It's got a guy with a monocle on. I can't even afford that. Like, that's some.
He's
like,
already
really
judging
fancy
you.
Shit.
He's already
Yeah,
judging
king.
you.
Wholesome Pantry organic tomato ketchup.
Look, I have a whole thing on mayonnaise that I'm going to do for the consumer because all these different companies now all of a sudden decide to come out with their own mayonnaise, and I don't get it. I did find out that there are huge parts of the western portion of this country that are not fans of mayonnaise, which I find flabbergasting.
Appalling.
Yes, but such is life. They're all about how great avocado is on everything, and I'm not about that at all.
Fuck that.
Bunch of pretentious fucks.
Take their avocado, their dinosaur eggs, and smear it on toast.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is you put ketchup on macaroni and cheese.
No,
It's
you
delicious.
don't. You don't.
I mean,
But I
sometimes
put
you do if
ketchup
you're
on
drunk.
eggs, which seems to gross out a lot of people down south. But
Well, you know, lots of things gross on people down south.
I
put
would-
ketchup on
Seven
eggs. I
breeding.
put hot sauce on eggs. I'll put hot sauce and ketchup on eggs.
Hot
I'll
sauce-
fucking fuck that shit up.
hot sauce seems to be one of the rare condiments that everyone agrees on. Like nobody,
Hot sauce is great.
if you saw somebody putting like, and depending on what hot sauce means to you, some in diners in most restaurants it's Tabasco, but in other places it's like Frank's Red Hot or some kind of local stuff, depending on the area that you're in that might be
Hanksy.
known for it, right? But
When I say hot sauce, I mean Frank's.
okay, but if you saw somebody putting Frank's or Tabasco, right, which is a more common known hot sauce, something like that on their, say, on their omelet or on any other kind of food, you wouldn't go, ew, what are you doing? You'd be like, wow, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should try that. Or yes, I like that too. When I was living down in Florida for a little bit, and I had like up north here, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a roll, salt, pepper, ketchup. Is
it's
like
the best thing ever.
Or sausage, egg, and cheese, or even in Jersey they do the pork roll / Taylor ham, which is really big out here. But
ham,
egg, cheese on a roll, salt, pepper, ketchup. That's what they do. And when I had that down there, and I had a place making for it, the lady went, "Ew, ketchup on your eggs." I was like, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" And down there, it seemed like a cardinal sin, because they're all about that sawmill gravy and all the fattening thing that oozes out of whatever they cook, and they reintegrate it back into the meal by adding flour, salt, and pepper to it. It's like, I'll put ketchup on grits, and I hate grits, and I would do it just to piss those people off.
You got to do it. Well, cheese grits, I feel like a lot of stuff that has an American cheese quality to it can totally get ketchup on it. Because macaroni and cheese, if it's Kraft macaroni and cheese and you put some ketchup on it, it's you're not that far off from a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You just don't have the beef in it.
And
if you put beef in that, it would just be a mashed up cheeseburger.
And you're not that far off it with the ketchup on it, because most kids are having chicken nuggets and mac and cheese for dinner, and they're dipping their nuggets in ketchup. So somehow they're going to meet on the plate. I'm not overly disgusted with me personally. I'm not going to put ketchup on a mac and cheese, but I don't think it's that gross. I thought Hunt's was the bigger offensive property rather than having ketchup on mac and cheese.
Nah, I think Hunt's is okay.
By the way, we've also stated this many times too, but in the area that we're in, they have some sort of intolerance for mixing ketchup and mustard together. That seems to be
I love it.
I do too. I love it.
Isn't that what a
hot
cheeseburger
dogs.
is on McDonald's?
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
Yeah.
They don't put mustard on cheeseburgers in McDonald's up here.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Go get the number 2.
Yeah, the 2 cheeseburger meal?
It's in the picture on the burger. They have the picture there. It blends in so well you don't notice it.
Go to McDonald's in the Northeast and see if they put mustard on the hamburger. They don't. When I got down to Florida, they had it on there, and I was amazed. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, they actually put both of it together. They do not do that in the Northeast. I'm telling you.
I'm going to test that out.
Burger King doesn't do it. Wendy's doesn't do it. Wendy's does mayo and ketchup on their hamburgers, but that was more of a Midwest thing. McDonald's does not put mustard on their hamburgers in the Northeast.
All right. I'm going to try that out. I'm going to go to McDonald's across the street later.
Yeah, just get a cheeseburger and open it up and just take a look. You'll see it's ketchup, diced onions, and maybe 1 pickle, 2 if you're lucky and they weren't paying attention.
Ooh.
All right, I think the mustard's there.
I like the mustard on it.
All right, I think we need to wrap this up because now I'm hungry and I have not eaten in minutes. So.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Let's go around the room and get the plugs out of the way. Giddles, what do you have?
Giddle-based Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live, and that's pretty much it right now.
All right, remember your line for later. Trevor, what do you have?
BTG Trevor on Twitter, BTG Rocks on Xbox. I got some other things coming up pretty soon that I'm excited to tell you all. Hopefully we'll launch next week or the week after.
All right. For me, it's IHeartRadio across the board, but more importantly, it's Erik Nagel across the board for the show. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the fun stuff there. And, of course, follow the feed because you're hearing us now. So hear the feed at your leisure, wherever podcasts are found. Tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, etc., etc. 651-SMITHERS is the phone number. That's 651-764-8437. Give us a call. We'll use it on a future show. Trevor?
If you're going to be in the Long Island area on Saturday, No More Tears Tour. Going to be seeing Ozzy and Stone Sour, so hit me up on Twitter. Maybe we'll meet up, grab a beer.
If you're going to be in the New Jersey Meadowlands area this weekend, Giddles, if you want to come out, let me know, is the East Coast Premier Tattoo Convention.
Ooh.
So we got a bunch of passes, so maybe we can give some of those away. I know I'm going to go. Nice. Matt might come out there to check it out on Saturday.
I forgot my friend's having a kegger on his roof Saturday, so I'm going to be drunk on the roof.
Don't do your own tattooing, my friend.
Oh, I'm going to. It's going to be great.
All right. So let's get out of here. Until the next time, everybody.
And have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel. And that's all the time we have. Follow the show at It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Unless we do something stupid or something better comes along. We'll be back next time.